Back in August of 2013, we held a press conference updating the media and public on the death of Kasandra Bolduc. I'm here today to update the status of the investigation and continue the appeal for information from the public. In April 2013, we issued a news release appealing for assistance locating a missing woman who was said to have been last seen in Toronto in November 2012. In May 2013, a woman's body was found in the waters of Lake Ontario. I can confirm that her death is considered suspicious in nature, and we are continuing to seek investigative leads. To date, the investigation has involved the assistance of 51 Division, the Homicide Squad, Toronto Police Forensic Services, Niagara Regional Police, the OPP Algoma East Elliott Lake Detachment, the Office of the Chief Coroner, the Center for Forensic Science, among others. The scientific results of the autopsy and toxicology examinations have been classified as undetermined or inconclusive, meaning no cause of death can be determined. Before I begin to relate the details, I think it's vitally important that everyone having contact with Cassandra prior to her disappearance can be assured that I am not concerned about lifestyles, the lifestyles led by Cassandra or those that had contact with her. I can't stress enough that my main focus of this appeal for information is uncovering exactly how Cassandra died. As an investigator, I am aware that lifestyle factors may play a role, but I want it clearly understood that members of the public who do hold information about Cassandra's last days can be assured that the most critical question, determining how she died and discovering why she was found discarded in the waters of the Toronto Harbor, and not so much how people choose to lead their lives. I believe that at the end of the day, Cassandra's family deserves the right to know the specifics of her death, and certainly Cassandra's young daughter should be afforded the truth. We need witnesses to come forward in order to shed light on Cassandra's interactions with others prior to her disappearance. The following timeline is confirmed by investigators and will provide a framework to assist a member of the public who had contact with Cassandra prior to her last known whereabouts. September 28, 2012, last seen by family. November 18th, 2012, Cassandra was last seen by a Toronto Community Housing Patrol officer. February 13th, 2013, she was reported missing by family to Niagara Regional Police. March 23rd, 2013, Toronto Police Service received the report of the missing person from Niagara Regional Police Service. On May 22nd, 2013, Kasandra Bolduc's remains were located in Toronto's Inner Harbor. We are primarily concerned with her movements and interactions with anyone from the time of her last sighting on November 2012 and when her body was discovered in May of 2013. We welcome any information, no matter how remote or unrelated, and this can be provided anonymously. My goal here today is to appeal to the public's conscience, to those who have information, to those who may have been with her at the time of her death. Cassandra's family deserves the right to know how she died and how and why she was found in Lake Ontario near the foot of Yonge Street in May of 2013. If you want to remain anonymous, call Crime Stoppers at 416-222-TIPS, online at www.222tips.com. You can also text TOR and your message to crimes at 274-637, or leave a tip on Facebook. And finally, you can call 416-808-7400 to provide the information. Thank you very much.
Officer, can I get you just repeat that part about where her body was found, please?
At the foot of Yonge Street, the Inner Harbor, Toronto's Inner Harbor.
Thank you.
Detective, it sounds like that what you're saying is that you think there are people out there that know more, but they're not talking to you because they may not live the best sort of lifestyle and are afraid. Would that be accurate to say you think there are people that know something about where she may be, but they just are a little wary of talking to police?
Exactly. I can't stress enough that, again, like I said before, although the lifestyles led by Cassandra and others that may be her acquaintances may have played a role, but at this point, I'm unconcerned to a degree about those factors.
And you said there's no cause of death. How difficult does that make this investigation for you?
Makes it very difficult because the loss of evidence and the time that's occurred in the meantime, it makes it very difficult for us.
Is there any way of knowing how long she was in the lake for, or is that?
Well, I mean, from the timeline, you can estimate that she was in the water anywhere between November and May from 2012 to 2013. But my information is that, most family call each other at Christmas. So I'm thinking that she was in the water before Christmas. That's just a guess and assists the timeline.
Detective, why do you think so few people have come forward, or have any come forward, I guess?
I'm stumped as well. We've had some calls. We've determined that it's unrelated, but we're here to appeal to people to come forward, and that's why I stress the lifestyle factor. That no matter what, at the end of the day, it's important for her family to have the truth about it.
Why do you think so few people have come forward?
I think it's the lifestyle, to be honest.
Can you describe that lifestyle?
When we speak about lifestyles, we talk about the sex trade and we talk about drug use, and I'll leave it at that.
Sorry, you said you think because of life. Can you just? I don't really understand. What do you mean because of lifestyles? You think people are coming forward?
Well, maybe they think that some of their involvement in crime may land themselves in trouble if they give information. That's all I can say.
Are there any other reasons why you're saying it's suspicious? No history of her being depressed or anything like that?
Yeah, based on the information that we have, it is certainly suspicious. There's no other, it's impossible for her to be found in the lake the way she was and have it not be suspicious.
Okay, if there are no further questions, all this information will be posted on our website, including the updated photos that you see here. Thank you very much.